On Monday, ADA went up by 2.15%. ADA was worth $0.428, which partially accounted for the 2.56% loss it had the day before. After a bad start to the day, ADA fell to a new September low of $0.416. This was an early low for the month. But ADA went up to a high of $0.429 and stayed above the first major support level, S1, at $0.414. After hitting the first major resistance level, R1, at $0.429, the ADA price went down and ended the day at $0.428. You should only trade derivatives with money you can afford to lose, since doing so puts your investment at high risk. Not all investors should sell products, so make sure you understand the risks and, if you need to, get advice from someone else. Before you do business with us, you should carefully read the Product Disclosure Statement, PDS, which you can find on this website or by calling our offices and asking for it. In raw spread accounts, spreads start at 0.0 pips, and commission fees of $3.50 are charged for every 100K that is traded. Spreads on standard accounts start at 1 pip, and there are no extra commission fees. Spaces for CFD indexes start at 0.4 points. The information on this website is not meant for people who live in countries or places where sharing or using this information would be against the law or rules. US economic indicators aren't very interested in network updates. On Monday, US economic indicators helped ADA and the market as a whole in a big way. The Fed's worries were lessened by how investors reacted to the US ISM manufacturing PMI and sub-index readings. In September, the ISM manufacturing PMI fell from 52.8 to 50.9. Even though the sector didn't shrink, the subcomponents made it less likely that the Fed would raise rates by 75 basis points in November. Even though the number of new orders went down from 51.3 to 47.1, the number of jobs went down from 54.2 to 48.7. Even though the signs of the US economy were good, there were no network updates to give direction. Investors have not yet seen a rise in Cardano network projects since the mainnet hard fork on September 22. This is even though the Vassal hard fork was expected to be a big deal. The founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, talked about the bad things about social media on Twitter this morning. Tweeted Hoskinson: "This is an excellent example of how toxic and stupid Twitter can be. Today, I made a whiteboard animation that showed how different technologies would be used in a scaling master plan and how they all fit together. Anyone can see the program for a public project called Hydra on GitHub." Hoskinson responded to a Cryptosphere tweet that said, "As promised last year, the #Cardano community waited for Hydra to come out in October of this year. Charles told the Cardano community today that what was promised about Hydra is no longer valid and that there is no date for its release. Since the hard fork in Vassal, there are more people on Twitter." Over the weekend, Hoskinson spoke up for the Cardano network, saying, "Even though facts are given, I can't believe that the people who tweet this stuff believe this. In many ways, it is like religious beliefs. We've moved mountains together every year, but he doesn't see any of it. I want to know what causes it." Hoskinson answered a tweet from a person in the cryptocurrency community by saying, "If you want to start a cryptocurrency project, you should never deliver. The best FA is a promise that doesn't come true. Look at both $XRP and $ADA. Never deliver. Overpromise, and underdeliver. So, there is always something to be excited about. Delivering eliminates hope." Charles Hoskinson talked about how successful the Vassal hard fork was and how many projects are considering the Cardano network. All tasks must be finished to go against the current downward trend. Changes in the ADA price. At $0.431, ADA was up 0.70% this morning. ADA had a choppy start to the day, falling to a low of $0.425 early on and then rising to a high of $0.431. Technical significance. To get to the first major resistance level, R1, at $0.433, ADA must keep the price from falling below $0.424. For a bullish session to happen, US economic indices and comments from the central bank must be suitable for cryptocurrencies. The second major resistance level, R2, is between $0.437 and $0.440. This level is likely to be seen if there is a breakout session. The third primary resistance level is at $0.450. If the pivot point went down, the first major support level, S1, at $0.420 would come into play. But ADA shouldn't trade below $0.415 and the second major support level at $0.411 until there is a long-term sell-off. The third primary support level is $0.398. This morning, both the 4-hourly candlestick chart, shown below, and the EMA gave bearish signals. At the time, ADA was trading under the 50-day at $0.435. When the 50-day EMA moved away from the 100-day EMA and the 100-day EMA moved away from the 200-day EMA, it was a sign that prices would go down. If the ADA broke through R1, $0.433, the bulls would aim for the 50-day EMA, $0.435, and R2, $0.437. The 200-day EMA is found at $0.457. But if the 50-day EMA wasn't crossed, ADA would be under pressure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.